Japan. One of the true legends in this sport is ironically an American, JESSIE Takamiyama. Like Konishiki, Hawaiian-born, and when Takamiyama fought, the Japanese loved to shout his name. JESSIE became so popular here, he even made commercials. JESSIE, now a Japanese citizen, retired after 20 years in the sport, a ceremony in which the sumo warrior loses his top knot of hair. And while JESSIE felt the emotion of the moment, he reflected on his long career in a foreign land.
21 years of, as I said, hardship, 21 years of fun, traveling together, being together, and winning my first championship, the first foreigner to ever win a championship.
Do you anticipate any other Americans following in your footsteps?
Kids enter the world of sumo, and only 2 of them succeed in going up in ranks in sumo. One of them is me, and the other is Konishiki. We both succeeded. So for a foreigner to enter sumo is the odds of succeeding is very difficult.
Your vocal cords were injured during a sumo match. You once said that you'd like to get it repaired. Do you still feel that way?
I've been to a lot of doctors, specialists, military specialists here in Japan, American military specialists, and from the Japanese specialists. And they told me the only way I can get my voice back is through surgery. But since I made this voice famous, well, I think maybe should keep it.
JESSIE Takamiyama, he'll be missed. And we're ready to resume now our next bout. Hoshi, 8-5 in this basho. He is an up-and-coming young sumo fighter against Kirinji on the left side, also 8-5, and these are 2 very popular wrestlers.
Both wrestlers came out slapping, but Hoshi, in a smart maneuver, ducked down, grabbed the belt, and drove Kirinji out of the ring.
And unlike the type of wrestling Americans may be used to, this one doesn't require too much endurance.
Short, powerful tactics are needed here.
No one will be too specific, but from what we've been able to gather, there is an incident in their past that has made this a bitter rivalry. Also, Chiyonofuji doesn't lose often, and Hokutenyu, as Jeff mentioned, holds a 10-9 lead in their bouts, and there they go.
Both wrestlers neutralized each other's start. They're now looking for inside position by grabbing for the belts. They're looking to initiate or perhaps counter each other here. Oh, and look at the power in Chiyonofuji. He just picked Hokutenyu up and carried him right out of the ring.
So Chiyonofuji wins. He is 14-0 and 1 victory away from a perfect basho.
You know, the differences in culture between East and West can be illustrated by something as simple as eating out at a restaurant.
Yes, the Japanese are more visually graphic. As opposed to the United States in reading a menu, the Japanese show you the prepared meals, beverages, and desserts.
And that stuff looks pretty good, except it's all made of plastic.
And it's made here in a factory about an hour outside of Tokyo by the Sudo Company. The Sudo Company has been making replicas of restaurant dishes for 65 years. The process begins when a restaurant sends in photos of the various dishes they want produced. Then plastic resin is mixed and poured into molds. The Sudo Company used to use wax, and then 25 years ago, they switched to synthetics. The plastic food comes out of the oven and then is hand painted. They put a glazed coating on the food to enhance the appearance. 10,000 restaurants use these mini works of art to attract customers. Each piece of food costs between $20 and $50, somewhere around 5,000 to 10,000 yen. We get back to business. Our next bout, Mitoizumi at 10-4 against Aobajo. Mitoizumi trying for second place, but he's not been able to beat Aobajo, who is 6 and 8. They've met twice.
There was good contact, but they're both reaching for belts here. Mitoizumi, oh, Aobajo trying to hip toss Mitoizumi. Mitoizumi keeps backing him up. Good balance by the big man there, and Mitoizumi pushes him out of the ring.
And you see one of the perils of getting a good seat for sumo. The threat of a man who weighs 446 pounds and another man who weighs 324 falling down on top of you. Here's the replay.
They both have each other's belts here, and you can see Mitoizumi driving into him, and Aobajo keeps trying to redirect that force sideways by throwing. But in the end, Mitoizumi's power straight forward drives Aobajo and himself into the crowd.
Now we're going to get one last look at Konishiki, the huge American, in his final bout of this basho. And I want to get back to a point we were making earlier. As you look at Konishiki's opponent, Tochitsurugi, in addition to resentment because of Konishiki's rapid rise, there is also resentment because he is an American. In fact, some people put a curse on Konishiki prior to this tournament because if he did well, the doyo would weep tears. The doyo, of course, is the ring, and they're underway.
Both men here come out slapping. I think this is in favor of the bigger Konishiki. It looked like Tochitsurugi tried to foot sweep or kick the legs out from under Konishiki, but in the end, the big man is able to slap and push his opponent out of the ring again.
And Jeff, I think that bout probably best exemplifies that size can be a positive factor.
Well, obviously, Konishiki, when he's driving you forward and you're backing up, is in the driver's seat.
We didn't want to give you the impression that Konishiki is not a popular fellow. He's extremely popular here, but there are those traditionalists, as you watch the replay, who do resent his success a bit.
There you see Tochitsurugi trying that foot sweep and missing, and at this point, Konishiki starts that slapping, and as you can see by the face of Tochitsurugi, it is not the position you want to be in. Down he goes.
And he takes a seat right down in the front row. Up next, the very popular Hoshi, who comes in at 9 and 5. He's there on the right. And his opponent, Jingaku, who will move up in the standings regardless of what happens. He's got 8 wins. He is 8 and 6. But remember, even though Chiyonofuji has the tournament wrapped up, the men have a lot at stake here. A win means they move up in the rankings.
Both men came out slapping hard. Hoshi's staying low, trying to reach for the belt. Jingaku again is still trying to. Oh, Hoshi's got him by the throat and backs him up close. Jingaku is driving Hoshi back, and oh my! Hoshi took that force and redirected it with a left sidearm throw and threw Jingaku out of the ring.
Another marathon match by sumo standards. Hoshi wins, and he'll finish up the tournament at 10 and 5. As you look at a close-up of the man who is rapidly becoming a sumo legend, Chiyonofuji. Can he go undefeated? We'll find out.
I'll be back.